It's Tuesday, which means I get to talk about whatever I want, and in this video, we're gonna go over my 40-gallon breeder reef tank. Now, normally I'd be talking about cars or reselling or whatever, but this has been a hobby of mine for almost 20 years now. But I'd like to change that because there's a few changes I want to make to this system in the near future, and I do want to cover it on the channel. So let's kind of just give you a brief overview of what this tank is. Starting with the tank itself, this is a 40-gallon breeder tank. That's a very standard size. Great size for a reef tank, and it's got a good depth to it. It's not too deep so that the light can penetrate, and we have mostly soft corals in here, which are easier corals to keep. We also have the fish. So we have a pair of clownfish here. We've got I think this is a green chromis, and then we have Rusty, our rusty angelfish. Also, Mr. Dramatic down here is I think they call it a red-finned cleaner goby or lawnmower goby. Basically, he does a really good job at cleaning up algae. He also likes to float around the tank, something like this, and then he perches, which is really, really fun. For cleanup crew, we have a couple of scarlet hermit crabs. And one of my lights just turned off. I don't know why. Must have gotten shy. Oh well, I'll look into that. We also have a yellow watchman goby, which likes to hang out in this cave right there, but it's being blocked by a hermit crab right now, so he's probably just hiding out. And then we have an assortment of corals. So we have some gold star polyp, which has been overtaking this rock, which I really, really like. It's very flowy. It looks like a really nice, well-kept lawn. I have another big patch of it over here on the left-hand side. I also have this plating coral here, which I'm not quite sure what it is. I've had it for a long time. It should have died a long time, and it just stays alive. I'm not sure why. I don't give it the attention it needs, but not only is it alive, it's also thriving. All of this growth on the outer edge. Hey, look, my light worked again. All this growth on the outer edge there, that's all new. So it's actually thriving and growing in the environment, which is really cool. We also have this really large toadstool, which was my original, and I've taken many cuttings off of that and propagated it. So that's from that large colony, and that one's from that large colony. I've also traded about half a dozen more, and there is one or two upstairs in my smaller tank. So that is actually splitting. A piece is splitting off for some reason. I don't know if that's natural or not. It seems to be doing really well otherwise. So I'll probably be taking that large section off there and propagating that so I can have more to trade with. And then also I have these really nice neon Kenya trees that I've been propagating. I've probably done about 30 or 40 of those off of the main colony, and it has just been a rock star. Next to that in the back, we do have a hammer coral, which is doing really well. It's got two nice full heads on it, and I'm hoping that that growth explodes and that we can do some propagating on that. I've had good luck and bad luck with hammers in the past, but this one seems to be doing really, really well. And then the main star of the show is this really nice bubble tip anemone, which my clownfish have not started hosting yet. Also, I don't know if I'm gonna be keeping this because it is extremely large. It's right in the center, and if it was half the size, I would probably definitely keep it, but I'm thinking about downsizing it or maybe trading it in for some other corals. Now, I really do have a nice, fun collection of different mushroom colonies. This is kind of like a purplish green mushroom colony in the back there, and then a bounce mushroom colony over here in the back. I don't know if you guys can see that well, but we have a nice little bit of it right there. It's covering the rock. And then I have these Iron Man orange mushrooms that have been growing in the back. These used to cover the entire rock, but I had a crash on this fish tank a little while ago, and I lost most of them. I was able to salvage one or two and put them back in the tank, and they are already coming back, which is great. And look at this guy. He's perched up on the rock again. Absolutely epic. And yeah, overall, that is all the corals that are in the tank. It is a very, very easy setup. These are very low maintenance corals, which is perfect for me. Now let's talk a little bit about the equipment that I have running on this system. It's nothing too fancy. Anybody can do it. And I've even forgotten half the names of this stuff because I just haven't changed it out. I haven't really thought about it. They're just doing their jobs and I live my life. I'm definitely what the hobby considers to be a lazy fish keeper because a lot of my equipment is not top end. It's not like controlled on a panel and, you know, controlled by your apps and all this stuff. It's just like rudimentary equipment that works. So on the top here, I have a protein skimmer that's not running currently because it was kicking off a lot of micro bubbles, so I got to figure out why it was doing that. But I run a skimmer about half the time, and you know, I forgot the name of this one. It's like octopus something, some sort of hang on the back. Wait, does it say here? Here we go. Just kidding, not octopus. It's a Bubble Magnus external protein skimmer. I have a mixed review on this thing. It sometimes works, it sometimes doesn't. It seems to be pretty finicky, and it's not my favorite, but it does the job for now, and I like it. I do have an automatic feeder, which is really nice when you're on vacation. I recently got back from vacation, but it overfeeds, so and it doesn't have enough micro adjustments to look at this stupid light, man. What do you keep doing that for? I don't know. That's my other gripe. Let's just talk about the lights really quick. These are AI Prime 16 HDs. This one is a Wi-Fi connected one, and this one is a Bluetooth connected one. This one is great. That one is a nightmare. It just doesn't work that well. It provides great light, but for some reason, like right now, it's not providing light. And I don't know why. I just went and put it into viewing mode, which is a pain in the neck to get into because you have to connect it to your Wi-Fi. Every time it doesn't stay connected to your Wi-Fi. It sucks. I hate this light, but we don't have a replacement for it yet because they're like 200 bucks and that's too much. I don't want to spend that much. So I'll be working on a solution for that in the future. But overall, the lights, as far as coral growth and color, I really like. But yeah, that one just is sucking. And when we're talking about sucking, we got to talk about blowing. And we got some power heads here that are just regular standard wired power heads. I have one on this side, and I have one on this side, which is creating a pretty good flow. There's not a crazy amount of flow in my tank, and that's what my corals tend to like. They tend to like things a little bit gentler, and they're thriving that way. So I don't overflow this tank very much. And now the light just came back on. But I wanted to show you underneath. So I built this stand with my father, which was super special. It's made of birch and 2x4s. And what we have here underneath is we have the auto top off. So we have the bucket full of fresh water with an auto top off. And then we have a EHIM professional, EHEIM. I forget I don't know how to really pronounce this, but this is just a regular external filter that I've been running for about 1.5 years. But the upgrades that I'm going to be making to this system is going to be adding a sump. I've been worried about adding a sump for years. It just makes me nervous. I don't want things to overflow, and we're in our kitchen and we have hardwood floors and all that. So it's been hard for me to make that commitment, but I finally got myself a tank and a hang on the back overflow box and a return pump. So I'll be able to move all the equipment from inside the tank to down here, hide it away, make it cleaner, and add extra volume of water into the tank to help with the entire system. It balances it more, it gives more volume to the water. And if you're not into fish tanks, that's just overall better, because if you got like a 10-gallon tank and there's a water parameter problem, it affects it very quickly. But if there's 60 gallons of water, it takes a little bit longer to have an effect, and you can catch that issue and fix it. Oh, my legs. Oh. So overall, guys, that is my 40-gallon breeder reef tank. Let me know what you think down in the comments. If you want to see more videos of this, then stick around because I will be posting. And maybe after we get that Dotson, we can try and get ourselves a 500-gallon fish tank and really upgrade it. But for now, me and the fishes are going to tune out, and we'll see you guys on the next video.